Record to this computer. All right, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Oh, wait. Okay. You can hear her little bird in the background. Yeah. This is a new computer, so normally it just like lets me share. I don't know what's going on. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's fine. You know what? It doesn't want to work. We'll just move on. Okay. Well, I had a whole PowerPoint for you guys, but this is going to be interesting now. Let me try one more time. Oh, thank God. Okay. Little fun joke from my computer there. Okay, so welcome. Thank you for taking this Intro to BioTouch class. I'm so happy that you're all here to join me. And thank you for opening the gift for your family. At BioTouch, we truly believe that BioTouch is for the family, every family, and for everyone. So thank you for taking that first step. I'm gonna just move you guys over here so I stop looking off to my side to see you. So at BioTouch, we believe that it is your birthright to be healthy, happy, and loved. So that's our whole mission, to get that out to everyone. And we use the tool BioTouch to do that. So what exactly is BioTouch, you might be asking? And it's a unique healing approach that alleviates stressors from the body. It's very gentle, and everyone can do it. So right here you see a child working on her mom, which is pretty incredible. And we're gonna jump right in and let's try it, okay? So I want you to hold up your hand, and I want you to hold up your dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, you're gonna use your middle and pointer finger. So we're just gonna touch lightly on the skin. So I'll bring this closer. You don't wanna see an indentation. See how I'm touching way too hard? We don't want that. We wanna lightly be there as if we're a butterfly landing or a bird on a branch. Okay, so it's that simple. And you got it. That's BioTouch. That's how easy it is. BioTouch is made up of 17 sets of points that address different health conditions, but that's how easy it is. All the points are pretty much touch that pressure. There is one set of points, the lower abdomen, that is pressed a little bit harder, but you don't even have to worry about that right now because all the points we're going to learn today are really light. So let's talk a little bit about my story and BioTouch. Back in 2012 or maybe 2013, my mom took the BioTouch class. I was living in Tucson, Arizona. The center was 10 minutes from our house. My mom stumbled upon it, went to the class, came home and said, Kai, this is going to change your life. To the point where she paid for me to take the class. Well, as a 20-something-year-old, I was like, okay, Mom, yeah, I'll get to it. I didn't right away. I took my first class in 2014, and that only happened because I was working 2 doors down in the chiropractor's office from the center. Paul came in and said, we got a class this weekend. Are you taking it? And I said, I guess so. I don't have any clients. And then the rest is pretty much history. Paul has made such an impact on my life that he actually married my husband and I. That's a picture of us from our engagement photos. And he is truly one of my biggest mentors. And the beautiful thing is he's always there. So, you know, sometimes you take a class and you literally never hear from someone again. I can email Paul and be like, I'm struggling with this. And he'll be like, let's jump on a Zoom call. And he does that for everyone. He's available. He's just an amazing person. So let's get a little bit into his story. Okay. So to know Paul, he is full hippie through and through. It's absolutely amazing, I think. He was living off the land. That was his plan for the rest. He gave up society. He was just going to live there. Thank God something kind of intervened. He had to come back into society, and that's where he met Norman and Carole. He was living in Memphis, Colorado for about a year, suffering from pain. He had back pain that was almost crippling him. And it's funny, to be a hippie, he was not into any kind of healing or anything that was, you know, had any kind of label on it. So if you had letters at the end of your name, he wasn't interested. And so he's suffering, wondering why he's not just getting better on his own. And then this old timer, they're in this little mining community, says, you got to go meet Norman. He brought love to the Memphis Valley. And Paul was like, interesting. No one's ever approached it of just love. Maybe I'll go check it out. Fast forward, he finally goes to meet Norman. There's no like healing sounds like whale music or any of that. He walks in the door. It was completely just show up, free, just, you know, come get a session kind of thing. They're chain smokers, drinking coffee from morning to night, just kind of doing their own thing. Like I said, he was a miner, so digging for gold, and just happened to have this healing technique. And how he got BioTouch was Norman was at dinner with his wife Carole and a couple, and the woman was pregnant and she started to bleed. And of course they called 911, and out of nowhere he goes, I think I can help you. And is it all right if I touch you? And he did what is now the abdomen set. And she stopped bleeding, was able to carry the baby full term, and it was a healthy baby. So through that, he just kept getting more and more points until we have the 17 today, and then some enhancements. So that's the crazy, beautiful story of BioTouch. Since then, Norman was just doing it out of house, wasn't really teaching anyone. Paul insisted to learn and then wanted to get it to the world. It's been his mission for 30 years to show everyone that you can heal as simple as love. So all this crazy fun story is in a book, as you see here on the screen, BioTouch, Healing with the Power of Your Fingertips. It's an incredible book. I read it 3 times. Little bit about me, I have dyslexia and ADD, so reading was never my thing. And this was the first like book as an adult that I read, and I couldn't put it down. It was absolutely incredible. So it gives you 2 perspectives. It gives you Paul's history, and then Deborah, how she came to BioTouch, and, you know, not being very open to healing. When people were like, we're just going to touch, she's like, don't touch me. So it's very cool to see those 2 different perspectives. Highly recommend checking that out. All right. So there is some, let's say, rumors that BioTouch comes from more than just Norman. And those kind of start from hieroglyphics in Egypt. So as we see here, what this guy is touching right here, this is greeting point 2. We'll learn greeting point in just a moment, but it's just interesting. She's demonstrating our actual greeting point, that this is actually in stone. So it kind of demonstrates that maybe BioTouch has always been here. Maybe it hasn't. We don't really care. We know our story of Norman, and we're happy with it. Before I get going, does anyone have any questions? We good to keep going?
So I have a question. Is it always the right hand or the dominant hand that you've got the point? Or?
So the dominant hand will only be used for the greeting. The greeting is the only set of points where you just have 1 on the body. So when we learn that, it'll just be the dominant hand, and then at all times you have 2 hands at the body.
Oh.
Great question.
Okay.
Any others? Perfect. So there's lots of energy techniques out there. There's so many different kinds of healing techniques, and BioTouch is always done skin to skin. So like in the center, you know, you remove your shirt in a closed room. You know, everything's done professionally, of course. And we have this little ball trick to demonstrate why we always touch on the skin. So in this picture, we see a room full of people. If we were here in person, we would be able to do this as well, but we can't at this time. So I'm just going to demonstrate. So if I touch one side and then I touch the other, the ball will light up. I know it's this spooky little funny sound, but it lights up. Okay. If I grab, this is just a pillowcase. and touch one side and touch the other. So as if we were working through the skin, the ball's not going to light up, okay? I'm not holding it any different way. It's just the skin or the cloth stops that energy from completing the circuit. So that is why, that's our scientific proof, why we always touch on the skin. Now, there's lots going on right now with this pandemic, and ideally you would be doing this with your family, and touching on the skin wouldn't be an issue. If for some reason you want to do BioTouch and you can't touch on the skin, at least you're still doing the sets of points. So I'm not going to say absolutely not, don't even bother. If you have to do the back set on the shirt, it's not gonna not work per se, but there's no scientific proof that what you're doing is BioTouch, if that makes sense. Does anyone have questions with that? I know it's a little, okay, perfect. So the best part about BioTouch, who is effective? Everyone. Okay, so I've taught a 6-year-old and I've taught an 87-year-old and everyone gets it. The children actually are pretty amazing because you go to say, okay, we're going to start in the greeting, and they just kind of know. It's really cool. They know that the greeting is right here in the stomach. From the people I've taught, they're like, they just start lifting up their shirt. It's pretty incredible. It just kind of shows that it's innately in all of us. With BioTouch, there are no hierarchies. There are no levels. We call, becoming a practitioner step 1, just to make it a little more clear, and becoming a certified practitioner step 2, because some people get those confused. I did for a while, but I just did them all and was like, okay, now what do I want people to do? So those are options to learn all of the points and then learn how to become an instructor as well. But everyone can do it. The really cool thing is, as soon as you learn it, you can, not professionally, but you can teach someone. So let's say you're feeling really overwhelmed. You can grab your husband, or you can grab your child and be like, I just need you to touch right here and here, and then let's do the stress set also. You can teach them. And I've done that with my husband. He's officially taking the class this weekend. But for the last 6 years, I've been like, I need this, and just show it, and we do it. And it works. So, which is pretty cool because, a lot of healing techniques, and I'm not bashing on them or anything, but you have to actually be in the class and learn it. This, anyone can do it. So the next question is usually, what health conditions can it address? And if the body can hold a disease, then BioTouch can address its side effect, or its what we feel. Okay, so I'm gonna exit out of this PowerPoint really quick, and I'm gonna show you, I'm logged into I'm a member, so I'm logged in. And right here under health conditions, it shows all the health conditions they've already addressed, because they have a class every month. So as a member, I can go through and watch all of these. So that's an option for you as well. So right here, I clicked on ADD. I have a personal experience with ADD. As I had mentioned, I have had ADD since I was 5. I've had it my whole life, but that's when I was diagnosed. Luckily, my mom put me on medication so that I could get through, the standards of normal school. So I'm thankful for that. But when I decided 2 years ago that it was time for me to go off of Adderall from being on it for 23 years, the only thing I really turned to, I was doing brain training at the time, which is a totally different thing. But the only thing I could turn through for my withdrawals and to help me focus was BioTouch. So that's when I brought my husband in and was like, okay, this is what you have to do to help me. I had eye twitching that happened for 2 months straight. So I'd have him do the eye set on me. So that's pretty cool that they have all these videos available for you. So it's always, they talk about the health condition and then teach you the sets of points completely for free. And now, since the center is closed, they do all of these Facebook Live. So anyone can attend. And for any massage therapists out there, you can get, massage therapist, nurse, or doula, you can get CEUs from just a donation. So that's pretty cool. So a wide variety of health conditions can be addressed. So I'm going to jump back to our PowerPoint. So one of the biggest things that people want BioTouch for is stress reduction. I can't think of a single person that doesn't deal with stress. I'm sure you can't either. So this is, you know, something that's affecting our whole humanity. And BioTouch has been proven to help with stress. So there's been a few studies done in the past. We're gonna look at this one right away. Oops, sorry, I jumped forward. So there were 1,000 people in this study, and here we see this actual one is for pain reduction, but there's relaxation and stress as well. So we see this blue line. This is what pain they were feeling. Amity is a drug rehabilitation center. So it makes sense that, you know, they would be the highest in pain. We had centers in California, Hawaii, and we still have the center in Arizona. So they would take this survey of where their pain's at before the session and then after. And we see these huge jumps. And then we can go to the relaxation. So before, this is how they were feeling as much as relaxed. So it makes sense, you know, living's a little easier in Hawaii and Arizona, that they are feeling a little more relaxed, but still the highest they're at is 6. So, you know, not very relaxed in rehab, which makes sense. But then to jump up to in the 8s is huge. Some people actually would faint because this is such a jump, you know, the hormones are shifting. Or there's been plenty of people that have said, like, this is the best high they've ever had because, you know, your hormones are responding. So let's dive a little bit more into our hormones. So Dr. Stevenson did chemical analysis of people's hormones. So up here on this chart, so she did blood splatting to show that BioTouch actually had, an effect. So up here we have our everyday stressors that lead to chronic stress. So we all know these already, you know, just to touch on a few. Our diet leads to our stress, drugs, whether they're prescription or non, any kind of trauma, of course, is going to lead to stress. Our relationships we're in, pretty much all of our habits. And then some things that we can't even control, like our genes. You know, stress can actually be passed down through the genes. So we kind of have all these things against us. And then through her analysis, she was able to show that BioTouch stops that chronic stress cycle. So it improves immune function, which is huge. That alone, I'm like, hey, sign me up, right? It improves our quality of life. It regulates our circadian patterns. You know, the beauty of BioTouch is it does all these amazing things and there are no side effects. You know, you see any drug, not bashing on drugs, of course, but there's always side effects. Well, we don't have any, so why not, right? Why not try? Does anyone have any questions about the research part? Okay, perfect. So let's start learning, okay? So right here we have the greeting. This is from our manual. We are going to, I'm gonna exit out of here. We're gonna watch a little video. So, and also from being a member, there is every video or every set of points has a video. And you're also given an ebook, which is pretty cool. So like, here's my ebook, which we'll jump to in a second. So I'll make this bigger.
Formed at the beginning of each session. It's the only set that uses one hand and the only set that indicates which hand to use. The greeting is performed with the dominant hand. If you are right-handed, use your right hand. If you are left-handed, use your left hand. The greeting is made by touching at point 1, which is in the fleshy area just below the bottom of the breastbone or sternum. Hold this point for 6 to 8 seconds. Then, with the same 2 fingers, touch point 2 on the back. To find point 2, look for the big bone at the base of the neck. From here, move 1 to 1.5 inches to the left. This is point 2. Hold this point for 6 to 8 seconds. More than one associate may work with a recipient provided that all of the associates perform the greeting. If the associate or the recipient leaves the session, or if someone who hasn't done the greeting touches either the recipient or the associate, the greeting must be reestablished. Then the session may proceed from where it was interrupted.
All right, so it's that simple. That's our greeting. Let's go ahead, if those that are on don't have their cameras on, if you'd like to come live, I'd love for you to join me. Let's just go ahead and find those points on ourselves. Once again, BioTouch is always one recipient working on one practitioner working on a recipient. Sorry about that. But we can just find the points right now. So you're gonna go to the fleshy area just beneath the breastbone. Remember, nice and light. This is a very sensitive area. It's not touched very often. So if you go in there like feeling around hard, that's not going to feel that great. So we hold every point for 6 to 8 seconds. And you can count whether you want to do 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, or if you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whatever is right for you is perfect. So you hold that, and then we'll find greeting point 2, always on the left side. I like to always point out same side as our heart. So you're gonna find the big bone and then go to 1.5 inches and hold right there. And it's that simple. So if all you can do is the greeting, that alone has an effect. My husband and I did the 21-day challenge where all you do is the greeting, and all I can say is like we felt this shift, and Paul's tried to get me to explain what the shift was, and all I have to say is you just have to try for yourself. It's pretty profound. I felt more relaxed throughout the day and more at ease, just from doing that, which takes 32 seconds. And if you're isolated right now by yourself and you can't, trade with a partner, that's okay. You can touch the points on yourself. We don't call that BioTouch, but there's still no negative side effects. Or you can, with your mind's eye, think of someone. You can think of me doing BioTouch on me, and then think of me doing it on you. And if you want to text me and say, hey, like I'm gonna do the greeting, perfect. I'll be present for it. So there are other options. We don't technically call that BioTouch because that doesn't have the research, but it is an option. And there's been plenty of times where I'm having trouble falling asleep, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna wake up my husband. He wakes up at 3:30 in the morning. I'll just do the greeting and the stress set, and I start to feel more relaxed. So it does work. So next, we are going to learn the part of the headset. So the headset is kind of complicated. There are 5 sets of points and different hold points. But for today, I just want you to learn A and A. So go ahead in the center of your head, where your forehead meets your hair, right there in the center, that's going to be your first A, okay? And then right in the middle of in the back of your skull, from each side, there's those indentations right there on the spine where the hair meets the neck. We're going to hold right there. So that's A and A. That's your second point. So this is pretty cool because you're working in through fire. I always just feel more calm from it. So we can go ahead and hold that.
Why is it only 6 to 8 seconds, Kai?
So I forget the research that it was exactly done, but it showed as you hold longer, the amount of like energy, what is energy, but whatever, that's being given actually decreases. So like 8 seconds is all you need. If you want to hold it for a little longer, you know, sometimes I have a client and I find myself counting to 10 and I'm like, oh, that was weird. It's not going to hurt, but that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thanks.
Perfect. So now we're going to learn the next set. So we're going to find those indentations that we were just talking about. You know, our A was right in the middle. Well, now we're going to be on the large muscles just beside the spine. We're going to find, so we're right there on the big muscle. We're going to find point 1. It's halfway down the neck on the sides of the large muscles. Okay, so we're just going to hold that. So you're pretty much right in the center of your neck. Hold that. Perfect. And now to find point 2, they are in those indentations beside the neck muscles at the base of the skull. For those of you who know it, those are your occiputs. You don't have to know that. You know, the terms are very easy to learn so that everyone can. But so let's go ahead and hold that. Perfect. And then point 3. Point 3s are at the bottom of the neck, just on the sides, again, of those large muscles. So you're right in a line as you see in this picture. We're all in a line. So go ahead, just above the big bone, hold that for 6 to 8 seconds. Now that itself is the next set. You can, of course, touch those points more if you're feeling like you need a little more work. And you can also do enhancements, which are, or sweeps, which are my favorite part. So I like to refer or kind of relate it to like when a mother tickles their child's back. That's like how soothing and loving this touch is. So you want to go nice and slow, so you're nice and deliberate. And you can start at the base of the skull and just kind of come down and out towards the shoulders. And you can do that however feels right for you. It's very relaxing. So, of course, this on another person is just so calming and relaxing. Sweeps are my favorite, hands down. In the back set you can do enhancements and there's lots of sweeps there. So the back set is my favorite. But right there, we already learned 3 sets of points that you can start doing today. Does anyone have any questions with those sets of points?
Is the person sitting?
However is most comfortable for you. So like in the center, we usually would have someone sitting on a massage table, and for all of these points, they'd be sitting up. But let's say or for massage, when I do BioTouch in all of my massages, you know, they're already laying down and I just, you know, they're facing towards the ceiling and I can get these points and hold them and do the sweeps. So it's really just remembering good body mechanics. But whatever situation you're in is possible. So a fun story I once had, which it wasn't fun for him, but Matt was driving and out of nowhere, he had this really bad headache where like he like had to pull over. He's like, I don't know if I can drive. We might have to switch. And it came out of nowhere. We were living in Arizona, so it probably was dehydration. But I was really new to BioTouch, and I was like, oh, well, what if we try, you know, stress and the headset, of course, the greeting. And I do those, and I'm like, okay, should we switch? And he's like, I'm actually feeling better. So in the car, you know, we don't have the best body mechanics, but I was able to reach over and still do these points on him. So in any situation, you can do the points. It is probably most comfortable when they're sitting for you, so that your arms, you know, you don't want to be up here working on them, or so that way they're kind of like level with where your arms are. But whichever works for you is perfect. Any other questions? Great question, Catherine. No? Okay. So how do you all feel with learning these points? Is it something that you could see yourself doing?
Yeah.
Yay! Oh, I'm so excited to hear that. Okay, so we'll go back to the presentation. So I know this is a free class, and I just want to give you some idea of what you can do to learn. Okay, so there's so many ways to learn. Like I said, at the center, our goal is to get it into everyone's homes. Our hope as the center is actually to one day not need us, because everyone just knows BioTouch, which is a pretty interesting mission as a center in itself. But so what you can do is, actually, we're gonna escape this, go back to the website. So as you see over here, you can get the free preview of the ebook. All you have to do is, you know, just give your name, last name, and email, and that will be sent right to you. It's the first 10 pages. Right here in front of me, I have the physical manual. I like to be able to actually touch it and turn the pages, but an ebook is a great option as well. So totally free, you can do that. And then also on our website, which is pretty cool, let's go. I didn't even think about this till right now, but with the virus and everything going on right now, they have this little bar right now where you can click, and you can view now of, you know, why the stress, what we already talked about. And then this will show you, sorry to be scrolling so fast, but the greeting, the infection allergy points, which is so important right now. And I don't know anyone that's not really facing allergies at this moment in the Midwest. It's definitely got me down. And then you can also learn the stress set, all for free, which is awesome, I think. And then, so all of these things, there, you can also connect with us, of course. If you're on Instagram, give us check us out, or on Facebook, we have a page. YouTube, we have all our classes, or not our classes, but our shows and everything that we've recorded is up on YouTube for free, of course. And don't ask me about Twitter, because I don't do it. It's just a personal preference, but it's there if you're the kind of person that likes to tweet. So then really quickly, I just want to touch on memberships. So right now, our center is strictly donation-based. No one has a salary or anything like that. Paul's been doing this for 30 years, and he's never been paid. But our center is always open so that people can come in Tucson and learn and receive the technique. And now with this virus and it being closed, it's kind of forced us, although we had been wanting to do it for so long anyways, to be virtually. So that's something we'll touch on in a second. But so for $18, you get the whole ebook and all the health conditions. So what I was talking about before, I'm logged in as a member, so you can see everything. If you go to this, you know, if you're not logged in, you won't, I'm pretty sure the videos won't play. I don't know, I've always been a member, so I don't know. But that's just something that comes with this $18 fee. And with that $18, you're helping us, you know, get BioTouch out to the world. So BioTouch is always my #1 nonprofit I support. I know that's not necessarily true for everyone, but for $18 for a year, it's a pretty incredible community that you get to be a part of.
Kai, how would you order the book that you have?
Great question. And ta-da, it's like you read my mind. That's what we're getting to next. So
Okay, sorry.
online, here are all the options. So this is our actual physical manual. And I as well have some of these and sell them, like brand new ones that I can sell to you. So if that, you don't want to wait for the shipping, we can do that too. So we'll talk after, Catherine, about that.
Okay.
So the $29.95 includes shipping. I sell mine for $25 because you don't have to do the shipping part. And then all these resources are out there. I don't have mine unpacked yet, but these pocket manuals, and I wish I did, but it's in a box somewhere because I just moved, are incredible. They, it's like this big, and it has all the sets. It doesn't have any verbiage, but it has, so you can see the diagram. So that's pretty cool. And those are nice and cheap. And then of course you can buy the book here and all of that good stuff if you want your own little ball. I find this so much fun. I do it more often than I probably should. But all of those resources are on our website, justtouch.com. And so I highly recommend just checking out the website in general. Okay. So then let's get into a little bit more about ways to learn. Okay, so if you don't want to just learn on your own, which is totally an option, if you get the manual or you get the ebook, you can learn all of these points by yourself and be completely effective. But a free way to learn is the fourth Thursday of the month. They always do that health condition workshop, what I was talking about. So that's completely free. It's Facebook Live. Again, massage therapists, nurses, and doulas can get a CEU credit for it. We just ask for any donation. So if it's $1, it's $100. Whatever you feel comfortable with is perfect. And then the exciting news is we've launched virtually. So our practitioner training used to just be done at the foundation in the center, in-person class. That's how I took the class. That's how everyone up until this point has taken the class. But now we're offering it online. Our first one is actually this coming Saturday. I'm really excited about that. I'll be teaching in it with Eileen, Bev, and Paul. So it's going to be a great class. All of these, the center is in Tucson. So all of these are Arizona time. Arizona's 2 hours behind us. So for example, this Saturday starts at 11 and ends at 6:30. There's a lunch break for this one because it's one day, and there's also different breaks throughout the day because sitting at your computer for hours on end is exhausting. And then we also offer it where it's a 2-day, so it's broken up. So those 7 hours are broken up. So I just wanted to quickly show the sign up for that if anyone's interested. So it's super easy, just right here. The cost, if you don't want CEUs, is $48. So with that $48, you're learning all the sets of points, you're practicing them, and you're knowing by the end of the class that you can do this. Many times people have been like, why are your prices so low? Why don't you raise them? And our mission is to get it to everyone. So we're never going to raise our prices. The $60 is if you want the continuing educate. I guess I'm not going to say that word today. That's fine. If you want the CEUs, that's an option because there's a little bit more that goes into that. And so it's just a little bit more expensive. Does anyone have any questions about those trainings?
Can you go back to that training time for a second, the previous slide?
Definitely.
So one training is June 20th, and then another training is July 7th and 9th. So it's not those 4 days, it's just those
It's just the one, yeah.
Got it.
So
Okay.
like these different sections are different ones. Great question.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
And I'll email these out to everyone in case you want
Please,
to
yeah.
find out more. But yeah, so it's just kind of however you feel more comfortable with. If you want to get it all done in one day. So this is a Saturday. This next one is a Tuesday. And then these are Tuesday and Thursday nights. So great options out there.
Yeah.
The reason the times are kind of sporadic is we're trying to accommodate for people all around the world, which is fun. I also, a little bit more about me, I'm the global outreach coordinator for BioTouch. So once you become a certified practitioner, you get to be in our network where we meet every 3 months. And, you know, last meeting we had 6 different countries represented, which was pretty cool. And, you know, that's just something that through BioTouch, you're connecting with the whole world. So then you all already know this, but here's my personal information. You all have my number. If you ever have any questions, feel free to text me, call me. As you can tell, I get kind of fired up talking about BioTouch. I love it so much. I talk a little faster when I'm talking about it. My husband has pointed that out many times. But other free upcoming classes will be on my website, or any of the training BioTouch is doing is at justtouch.com. I'm going to go to, where's the stop screen share? Exit? No. There we go. I was covering it up. Okay, perfect. So I know we kind of covered a lot today. Does anyone have any more questions or comments? How are you feeling about BioTouch? Hopefully excited. Does anyone see them doing this with their families?
Oh, yes. It's
Yay!
incredible. I love it. Thank you so much, Kay.
That's so exciting.
I'm so in. I wish my daughter was with me, but next time we're together.
Perfect. Yes, that's exciting. And you can even, you know, sign up for the free book and you can start doing it together. And, you know, if you don't want to wait till the next class, you can start right away, which is really exciting. But I'm so happy to hear that you're going to do it with your daughter. That's amazing. So I'll go ahead and